So I'm Sophia, I'm a modern languages student and I go to the University of Birmingham.
I'm Nathaniel Diaz, I go to the University of Westminster and I'm currently studying real estate.
Lavinia Edwards, I study social policy at the University of Birmingham.
So I've always loved travelling and I've always been inspired by the tourism industry, and I've never actually travelled to the Caribbean before. So I thought it was a great opportunity for me to come to the Caribbean and explore. And yeah, I've heard lots of positive things about St. Lucia. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to spend my summer exploring St. Lucia, the culture, and the commercial landscape of the Caribbean as well.
I think the inspiration around coming on the programme was probably because even though I study social policy, which has ties to politics and some ties to economic issues, was that I didn't really get to explore those economic issues in some of my modules at university, and I really wanted to get a hands-on approach of how businesses can impact policies around the world.
The day started off with a lecture, which was great, so it gave us an insight into perhaps more of the statistics and more qualitative side of everything, and then it was great, which was followed up by an actual visit to the farm. So we actually saw everything in practice. We spoke with real people who worked there and saw how things were running, so the back end of things, which I think was great.
It was a very immersive experience, so we got to listen to Brand Louise talk about the economic state of St. Lucia, which was very interesting. I thought it was quite a good foundation to start our programme off, so we were familiar with how really the economic state of St. Lucia is.
He's an economist, so he really spoke to us in depth about St. Lucia's economy and the agriculture landscape here. And I think he gave us a good foundation of St. Lucia and its landscape. So that really helped us then understand St. Lucia going forward when we met with other economists and other people.
The farm again was really interesting. The Cox has been in the farming industry for many years, and he was just taking on a tour of the farm, and he was showing what crops are very lucrative and what crops are not lucrative. I think he has 40 to 60 acres if I'm not mistaken, and again referring back to the stigma is he doesn't have enough workers to work the land in order to make it more profitable.
Even though it was the biggest farm in St. Lucia, for me personally, it felt quite small because often we're used to very large, grand acres of land, and it was interesting to find out how the problems that they face in St. Lucia can maybe be solved just by implementing certain policies, even within government.
Miss Duplass was really inspiring. She told us the story of the rum distillery, and I think it was a really important message as well, kind of all through the turmoil that she went through. She still stuck through it, and she still, the rum distillery is very successful and they're operating the whole of St. Lucia and they're the biggest one, so I think it was amazing, and actually to see behind the scenes of the rum distillery and how it's actually produced was amazing too.
The rum distillery I found that probably one of my favourite trips, because I think when you live in England, you don't actually know how things are made, and it was interesting to see the process of how rum is actually brought to our shop shelves. Yeah, I actually found her story quite inspirational, because I think, again, with the UK, we live in a lot of industries are male dominated, but in St. Lucia it seems very matriarchal, and for her to be in her job for so many years is actually very inspirational, because a lot of times we may think we face a lot of prejudice and biases because of who we are, but she was able to get past that and push through that. It was a nice session because you could really see how they put a lot of effort into how the rum is actually distilled and how you get different flavours. The chocolate experience was very good as well. I loved making it, even though it was very hard work. Grinding the chocolate, we couldn't do it for 72 hours, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a once in a lifetime experience. We don't get to make chocolate in the UK, so yeah, it was a good experience. Yeah, the team bonding was good. We were all, cheering each other on to grind up the chocolate. Yeah, we got to know each other very well because of who's got tenacity, who hasn't. So yeah, it was a good experience. The lady who ran the workshop was very nice as well.
On placement, I think it was the bamboo rafting, because I think it was a great opportunity for us to use everything we've learned about St. Lucia and then create a business proposal and then actually present it to the CEO of the company. So I think that was one of my favourite days. I also think as well, it was the first time I ever went bamboo rafting, so it was something really special and something I'll remember.
So my favourite day on placement was probably the bamboo rafting. Probably because I've never had the chance to go bamboo rafting before, and I've never even thought about going bamboo rafting, but it was one of those things that I was probably a bit anxious about because I'm not the best with water.
We went to the volcano, and I think just those two particular was really a highlight for me because I managed to bond with the group and develop relationships you might not necessarily have created unless you did a leisure activity. And I really think I've found some friends that I will continue having a relationship with. And I think this is what Caribbean Elective is about meeting people from different walks of life. And I really think it's a program that if you want to come out of your shell, this is something to immerse yourself in, because not just life experiences you're going to get, but you're also going to get connections and meet with influential people who can spark food for thought. And if you want to develop yourself and potentially create a business out here, you can. It's what you take from the program.
I would say don't hesitate, just do it. If you have the opportunity, you only live life once, and how many people can say they've got the chance to go to St. Lucia?
So I didn't have too much of an expectation. I kind of came in with an open mind, but I'll definitely say from the expectations that I did have, I think everything surpassed it. I think it's such a beautiful country. I think the program's really great, the way that we were immersed into the commercial landscape. We really explored the different areas of the island, you know, going to the south and the west. We really had the opportunity to immerse ourselves into the private sector as well as some of the public sectors as well here.
St. Lucia is such a beautiful country, and the beaches were just fantastic, and no beach is the same. All the beaches are very different. For me, I love being surrounded by nature, so being, you know, one with the sea and one with the beaches was so nice and refreshing.
I would say 1000% do it. I mean, I was a bit hesitant. I didn't know anyone before coming, and I think this is the first time that Caribbean Elective ran the business program, but I think overall it's been great. I don't think there's anything I would change. I've done everything I wanted to do, and I think it's a very flexible program. So, you know, we have our working days, but we finish early, so we're able to actually explore and enjoy some leisure time as well.
Last day, I'm feeling quite accomplished. Even though it's sad, like who would want to leave St. Lucia? I wouldn't. But yeah, I'm feeling accomplished. I've met lovely people, and even though it's a sad time, I'm going home to know that I've learnt so much and I've experienced so much as well.